Welcome to Show Me Your Shack. Our cover shot comes from Dean, KJ6CQC. Rich, AA6VX, lives in Orcutt, California. He just upgraded his shack with a new Ten-Tech Omni 7. He also has an L-Craft KX3 for business trips. Dan, WA5CYR, sent us shots of his ATB 34 4-element beam at 40 feet and several shots from inside the shack. Dan is an extra class operator and enjoys working DX with 100 watts using his vintage Kenwood TS430s and an ICOM 706. He's building an amplifier now, too. Glenn, 8P6NW, sent this photo of his shack in Barbados. He's been a ham viewer for several months and has watched the last several shows live. He hopes to get a Heil PR40 microphone to use with his FT2000 soon. Jimmy, WA5TEF, bought the K4KIO hex beam after reading many online comparisons. It only took 3 hours to build. He uses it on all bands 20 through 10. Ian, VE3IJF, got his license in August and bought an ICOM ID51A to get started. Here's a shot of the handheld and accessories packed and ready to travel. Ron, KD2HEC, built his own 10-meter inverted V half-wave antenna. Here's a shot of the top half. And 20-meter post-show net control Steve, W7UDI, with a friend, stacked his tower and mounted the high-gain TH6 at the 82-foot level earlier this month. They used a 105-foot bucket truck. Took about 4 hours. Leo, KH6JI, is the guy to answer your questions at Kenwood. Here's his rig and a close-up view of his new Heil PR781. Brian Weber, WW1I, lives in New Hampshire. He flew F-16s during the Iraq War, now flies 737-800s for American Airlines. He's an extra class operator, loves DXing, and his Flex 6300. Dom in 3DD volunteered at the Ham Nation booth 2 years in a row at Dayton. He sent us this photo of his shack. He's got an FT DX 5000 and a Kenwood TS850 for backup. And how about that vintage Collins S1 line set just to the right? Andy, WA9AJM, sent us this picture of his shack. Here's a young operator making a contact at the Yacht Club station, K8DAR, as another youngster looks on. The Yacht Club members take turns making contacts on the Candy Net on Sundays. The club's goal is to bring as many youngsters into the hobby as possible. And this 11-year-old young lady made 14 contacts on the day this photo was taken. It was her very first exposure to ham radio. Good things are happening thanks to K8DAR and the Yacht radio programs. Lou Roberts, KI6YWX, took Bob Heil's idea for a 4-channel mixer and built it. The photo shows his really nice job from the front, and here's the back view of the mixer with all the input and output jacks. Bruce, KU0V, uses a Yaesu FT950 along with an ICOM 2820H. His microphone's a Heil PR781. He's got a Gap Titan DX antenna on a tilt mount. Here's a shot where the coax enters the shack and a view of the Gap Titan. He also has a Diamond X300 Alpha VHF UHF antenna. ZW0AAA talks to the world from northern Minnesota. He's been a ham for 53 years. He chases DX, loves CW, and loves QSL cards. He has over 3,000 cards covering the walls of his 10-foot by 10-foot shack. He just made DXCC, too, the honor roll after working FT5ZM. Al, W0ERE, has been a friend of Bob Heil since they were teenagers. He just recently got a new hex beam on the air. And here's a little bit closer view. If you check into the Ham Nation 40-meter post-show net or the U.S. Coast Guard Club net, you know Dick, KE7A. Here's his shack in Dallas and Fort Worth area. He has an FTDX 3000 along with an LP Pan 2 pan adapter and an FT950 for backup. This is his Mosley TA53M. It's up at 45 feet. He also has a Cushcraft R8 vertical and a WSPR station. Alex, KD0YNH, runs a Yaesu FT857 for high frequency. He also has a link to the Tracy, Minnesota Echolink repeater, a weather station, and an APRS gate. iGate, rather. It took 2 Dell computers to run his shack. And here's our cover photo again with Dean, KJ6CQC. And here's Dean operating from his porch in the mountains. He runs a PRC 104 man-pack portable from the nicest house on the block in Coolidge Ghost Town, Montana. And we close with a shot of Gordo at the Peoria Hamfest, sent in by Marcel, N9NJY. That's it. Show me your shack for October. Make sure to send your shack photos to hamnationvideos@twit.tv.